Greetings, 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 sisters. I will just allow some time for you all to get on. And I want to thank you for coming in tonight as we connect to our feminine softness. We connect to our prosperity in a more feminine, soft way of being. Greetings, 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 beloveds. And we just give thanks. We just give thanks, right? We give thanks. I am going to usually I flow. But I'm gonna do my best to stay on task tonight with by guiding with my notes. Okay. Because I have a lot to say. I want to say it. So just relax, get yourself together, cozy up. I don't know if you got your water. You know I got my Ushin water, and just put yourself in a relaxed state. Thank you for spending some time with me on your Friday night. And yeah, we're just going to connect to sisterhood. We're going to connect to sisterhood. We're going to connect to our womb. And if you looked in the group, you saw what I posted as far as um, our discussion for tonight, which is nourishing prosperity into our experience. Right. So we want to nurture and nourish prosperity into our experience. And we want to talk about ancestor money rituals, seeding, fertilizing, weeding, as part of our womb garden. And we're going to talk about what it means to be the courage of our ancestors. Okay, so this is the topics as this flow, and I will tell you I have been leaning in this energy. Particularly because you know that I'm met now from the ground up, right? I'm on my glow up. Okay, as God is to say, I'm on my glow up. Well, I'm building, I'm rebuilding my life and how I'm seeing things and taking all my experience of this year, the good, the bad, the indifferent, however, in the moment that I judge it or I don't. And I'm taking it, and I'm allowing myself to be with it. I'm allowing myself to see how I want to lead my life from this point. The other thing is I'm doing here already, thinking about and leaning into year-end rituals and stuff like that, because even though, it's like just now early November, my birthday is going to be in like 30 days. So I like to do my stuff now in the month of November. So when my solar return come, I've already kind of looked over my year, looked over my life, and even a week or so before the winter solstice, because my birthday is December 12th, which aligns up with winter solstice. So I'm on that now. Okay, later on, and we'll have those 3 circles called feminine beginnings. And those I'm offering to kind of share some of the stuff that I'm doing now that I've been doing over the past couple years. So when I'm thinking about here how I want to experience prosperity, I'm sharing this with you how things have been coming to me and the energy that I'm bringing to myself, and I hope and I pray that it's a blessing for you and that you will take some golden nuggets and put them in your stash and add them to your toolbox and in your thought process. And we pray that as you will open up the path of your consciousness, as you will open up the doors to spirit, we ask that our ancestral mothers come. We ask that our beautiful leading lady, Goddess Ushun, will make her appearance so that we can feel her love. We can feel the love of our ancestral mothers. And we give thanks for that. We give thanks for sisterhood. We give thanks for life. We give thanks to our heavenly beings. We give thanks to Mother Earth. We give thanks for all things in the past, all things in the present, and all in the future. We stand in that space of just gratitude. Let's breathe in that. Just gratitude for who we are and all that we have, all that we bring, all however we're moving, and everything that is, and all of creation, and one with divinity. We give thanks. We give thanks. We are still here, willing and able to continue to nurture and thrive. Reach for your sisters on the line and those who will come and be in this energy later on. We send you love. We give thanks for sisterhood tonight. We give thanks for nourishing and nurturing sisterhood. We give thanks. Ashe. So let's drop into our womb space and really connect with the softness of your womb. That's the first thing we're going to do, is connect with the softness of our womb. I know y'all hear me say a lot of times, drop down into your womb space. But what's in there? What's in your womb space? What's down in there? And we want to call in softness. Ooh, I feel goddess. Ashe. Let's breathe that. And give thanks for Yi Ushun, for her presence, for her energy, for her love, for her calming, sweet goodness. So, connecting with our womb, we want to connect with our womb in the spirit of tenderness, in the spirit of softness, in the spirit of soft love, in the spirit of soft power, in the spirit of love presence. So when you connect with your womb, connect with it in a way that is so gentle and so loving and so kind. And y'all keep me together, because I'm going to be looking through and making sure y'all can hear me at all times, because I'm going to be looking at the comments for that. Just let me know. All right. As far as making sure y'all can hear me and everything. Okay. So let's just do that. Let's set that intention together that we are connecting with our womb, and we are connecting with our womb in soft feminine power. That feel good. Soft feminine power. Just breathe. And just release all excess of air, thoughts, and all type of stuff. Just let it all flow off of you and through you, and be and bring all of that you are to this present moment in your breath and in your womb space that is here for you. Our wombs are here to nurture us first. Release some sound. Release excess of air. Feels so good. Get into your sweet spot with your breath. Relax your face. Roll your neck around if you need to. Your shoulders. Just come home to yourself. Put your hand over your heart. And you can massage in your heart space and just come home to yourself. Connect with the natural rhythm of your life, your heartbeat. Yes. Yes, feels so good. Feels so good. Ashe, I invite all of my sisters here on the line to come and to gather in goodness and love and peace and grace. We just send the nourishing energy out to one another in love and gratitude, and bow to each other and honor the goddess within ourselves. I bow to each of you and I honor your goddess. I honor your queendom. I honor your life. You are valuable and worthy in all good things and love and peace and prosperity. And I speak that over you through the power of my spirits. Goddess Ushun, Ashe. So, we're going to get into our topic tonight, goddesses. I love this so much as I've been leaning into how I am blossoming. I know a lot of times we talk about raising our vibration, you know? It's like I have to raise my vibration to get here. I have to raise my vibration to get there, as if it's just somewhere just so far away. And that's why I love these words. In my go-to words have been that of I connect, I reach. Those are like my words this year, right? Those were my words. I connect to this. I reached to this because it softened it for me when I felt like those, things were out of reach for me, which is not the truth. But um in my human self and in my level of my soul posture at the time of connecting in that space and in that truth of what it is, we have to soften it up, and also for our mind to process the truth of who we are. Sometimes you have to soften it up so you just connect with it until you get it into the place, until you grok it, and then it becomes your truth. And that's what I'm leaning in my process of connecting with femininity, softness, tenderness, and nourishing, nurturing, and how that brings about prosperous conditions. I love it so much. So I want to get to it. I'm going to get to my notes so that I'm very, very clear about what I'm speaking. Okay. The softness, tenderness, and nurturing, and allowing that to nurture your vision, your desires, your dreams. It's truly feminine magic in that way, where we come from a place of, in a posture of love presence, in a posture of I simply relax into my next best thing. What's the next best? I love Oprah, and she raised that question. What's the next best thing for me? And I will say that throughout my day when I get into that place where I'm just like, okay, what am I doing next? I'll soften it. Okay, what's the next best thing? And I'll raise a question, and then okay, let me go and do this now. But when we think about feminine magic in the sense of, I always call it, we're womb witches, right? We're womb witches. But what does that really look like? It's working our womb energies, and we know we're working with our cycles and we're working with the moon. But really what it is here in this space, and I'm going deeper into it, and this feminine magic, it allows for a space of clarity. It allows for a space of asking. It allows for a space of thanksgiving, reciprocity, communion with yourself, communion with your head spirit, communion with your spirits, your deities, communion with your ancestors in such a gentle and delicate, nourishing way that allows you to be nourished, that allows your dreams to actually nourish you, and trusting in that feeling. So you're nurturing yourself, you're nurturing the feelings, and you're nurturing all of this into a space of creation, into your desired experience in the earth, so that you can have these successful outcomes. And we're doing this in a way of not where we connect in graspy energy, where we connect in fear and anxiety, or where we're continuously asking for something, or we say these statements, right? Like, I'm a millionaire. And then the next thing you hear in your mind is like, no, you're not. I'm not a millionaire. So we soften these things up, and we soften it up in how we do our rituals and how we allow our natural prosperity to expand. And then we become that. We become that which we seek. We become it, and it really we blossom. So I'm finding that this idea and this concept that all of us, all of us all about our vibe, right? Don't kill my vibe, raising my vibe. That brought down my vibe. This vibe and that vibe. And there's very much truth in that. But I don't see really a lot of talk about how you blossom. Not necessarily this vibration, but what we're truly doing. And it's natural for us as women. How our yoni just blossom, how our cervix blossom, how, everything just blossoms up for us, how our womb and when we're carrying a child, it blossoms. So are we really taking that posture of, I need to raise and raise and raise and raise, where it's like, okay, it's so much work in it? Or are we just simply blossoming into the next best for us, whatever that desire is for you, and allowing that and sitting with that? And it's so natural. It's just a natural way of being. We just see it in Mother Earth all the time. All the time. It's all around us. But in that place of force, and in that place of push, in that place of your soul posture, where there's not really trusting, and not so much trusting, because we can connect with certainty, and there's so much power in connecting with certainty that frees you up from a place of judgment. I found this to be so true, and I'm going to give you an example of this, but I found this to be so true that when we're thinking about our next best, or here we're going to be wrapping up this year, and then we're going to be starting to think about, okay, how is 2018 going to look? What do I want to create? What do I want to do? How do I want to be? And what happens when we get in that energy, right? In the world. So the world goes into that energy, and marketing crazy to you and do this to you. And it's just like this real big push at the beginning of the year. Everybody's forcing, everybody's focusing all their mind power. And it's wonderful in that way, but it's not necessary, because we can just simply blossom into our next best thing. We can relax into our next best thing. And that push and that force and all of those things that exhaust us and really bring us out of ourselves, in how we devote ourselves. It's not necessarily a discipline thing that we do in our practice, in our daily practices, that quote unquote raise our vibration. It's really how we are in how we be within those practices, in our devotion of them, that nurture us forward, that nourishes us forward in our holy communion with ourselves and with our spirits and with our creations. And looking at it in a way of, yes, it's true that truly, and it's so true. If you would sit and think about how you are nurtured by your dreams, I'm nurtured by my dreams. I'm being pulled, I'm being called, I'm being invited by my dreams, and my dreams truly nurture me. And allowing that energy of your dreams or your desires or your vision, your next best, to be a space of a natural nurturing force for you. We say a vibration, a frequency of its own, but it's allowing that to invite you into peace, invite you into ease, invite you into grace, invite you into beauty, invite you into a nourishing state, invite you into more softness and more leaning and more trust and more beauty. Don't those words just feel so good? Invite you into clear direction when you connect with it. And you really feel it. And we talk about this all the time. We know, we heard, this is how you manifest. You have to see it. Then you have to feel it. Then you have to act. And it's like this 4-step plan. But we talk about how do we soften that? And then how do we really get tender within that, so that we don't have all those triggers of suffering, of scarcity, of lack, of worry, of anxiety, of this is so far out of reach is not true. You got to trick your brain. You got to reprogram your brain. And it's so much work. I said I'm banishing work from my vocabulary. I'm done with work. I'm done with the word work. And I probably can't be 100% done with the word work just because it's what it is, but just to soften it up as much as I can now, presently, and as I move in my new solar year and in the new calendar year. Just soften it up, but doesn't it sound like so much work to create and to blossom into your next best, aka manifest, right? You see that? The difference in that? I'm manifesting versus I'm simply relaxing into my next best. I'm blossoming into my next best. I'm allowing clear direction to guide me into ease and peace for what is already here. You know, when I connected with this, my sisters, it was so powerful because I was connecting with this in a way of, you know, we talk about worthiness, right? Some of us feel like I got to heal this worth. I got to feel deserving of my next best, whatever it is, you know, your major vision for yourself, you know, what you're working on right now to bring it to your human experience, your manifestation, your desires. Let's put it at that. Your desires, whatever that is. And I sat with that, and I remember just like I was last week sometime, I made this post and everyone was just so excited about this post, and it was beautiful at the time. But as I go back and I look at my words in my post and I see, and I could be like, oh, boom, that's where I was at with that. And the post said, and it's a very powerful post. And it was where I was at the time. And it said, I am and she had her queen, and she just looked so beautiful. I love this. But it said, I am raising my vibration for the level of life that deserves me, not what I deserve. In all my magnificence, my brilliance, my beauty, my ushunas, and all my glory, I am raising my vibration to that level of life that deserves me. And I sit back now, and it's so amazing. Look, that was October 29th. Here at November 10th, this is another version of me. That's me. That was October 29th in that moment. And it's so crazy how quick and fast spirit can just change your heart and your mind, and you can grok something real deeply in your being, and it transforms you. In that space, I was saying that I am so magnificent that this place that I want to arrive to, this place is contingent upon me seeing my magnificence and or my worthiness. And it's not true. It's simply not true. I'm telling you, when you connect to that energy and you allow your dreams, your desires, your visions to nourish you, and you nourish yourself and you nurture yourself into this prosperous state, it's an amazing thing. And it's such a beautiful feminine process of it. And our ancestral mothers understood this. They understood this by, if we take it to a place of ritual, if we take it to a place of the mothers and the women will come together and they will gather and they will nurture one another. You know, when my baby passed away, my mother-in-law, she's Liberian, and she's had half the state away, and she's ill, and she was just like, I wish I could just make you a big pot of soup. She was like, oh, she was like, I just wish I could make you a big pot of soup. Oh, I was just like, I know, it's okay. But nourishing my soul. So when we think about even nourishing and nurturing one another and bringing back this, I'm getting touched, but really connecting, my loves, in the divine feminine collective consciousness. Not just I need to connect to this mother spirit, I need to connect to this nurturing spirit and nurture myself forward, nurture myself into prosperity, nurture myself into blossoming to my next best, and then allowing that energy to flow through me and nurture all that I touch, which then nature is a natural place of prosperity. and all that I touch, all of my creations, my family, my children, all of it, and really bringing and invoking that nurturing spirit that is natural to us. It's natural to us. That's who we are. And connecting with that, truly connecting with that position in our divine feminine. But it's so much greater than that. It's remembering that our mothers, our ancestral mothers, in the way that they served one another, in the way that they nurtured one another, it was natural. You know, they would come together and they were naturally doula one another, and they would naturally, somebody passed away, naturally bring soup, and they would naturally bathe one another, and they would just naturally, my husband in Yoruba tradition village is called Obuli. It was a natural way of being. And not just for you, but for us to be in that space for the collective, for the transformation of this planet. I'm not going to go into all that's happening in the world and politics and all that's happening right now with men being called here and called there. I do not take a feminist position at all. I'm not one for feminism. I am one for femininity and softening and nurturing and bringing that energy here on the planet, because it's necessary for us to live. Like, for us to live. First, we bring that nurturing to ourselves through us, around us, and surround us, and we rest in it, in soft tenderness, in the way that we handle ourselves, take care of ourselves, and not just a take care like I go get my nails done, but communion, holy sacred communion with creation itself, that is you. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's such a beautiful thing in allowing your dreams, your desires to be that place of nurturing, to be a soft landing place, a place of clarity versus a graspy, far out, far reaching energy that's based off of your worth. Because when you get into that place that it's really not about your worth, there is a level that is that of life that is calling me, that is calling you, that is inviting you, that is pulling you to your manifesting good, not because you are worthy or I am worthy or not. It's not based off you being deserving. It's not based off of any of that. It's simply there because it is. I'm going to say that. You feel that in your spirit. There is a level that is calling me, a level of life that is calling me, that's inviting me, that's pulling me to come, not because I am worthy or I'm not worthy or I'm deserving or I'm not deserving, but it simply is. You see how that takes you, and you separate yourself from that which is calling you, and you allow it to become an energy of its own. And so when you connect to that, you move past judgment, you move past, and you connect with certainty of the truth of what it is that is already there for you and is calling you forward. When I connected with this energy, sisters, because I was going back and forth, and it was like, it became real. It became absolute, that this is the absolute truth, whether I'm in a place of worthiness in this moment, or my vibration is up in this moment, or I'm doing this ritual or not, or whatever it is that I place judgment upon. Okay. And not get into the whole ego stuff, but simply placing judgment upon a separation from love. Okay. So I was there with that, and I was thinking about my post, because I've been riding on my post, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in that. I've been riding on that energy with my post, and it just got completely shut down. It got completely shut down, and it's okay, because it's transformation. And so I was connecting with this love presence, like the love itself. And I saw this pink woman, and her arms were wide open. And she was like mother, like, when I tell you love became a formation and rose up with open arms to greet me. And that love, that pink lady, I'm calling her the pink lady, right? The pink lady, She simply represents my future. She simply represents the love of that's already ahead of me. It's so powerful. We talk about, when you think about, I'm going to send love ahead. I got to travel, right? So I'm sending love ahead. I'm sending love ahead of me, that type of thing. But it's so powerful to connect with that. And I was just like, wow. And think about that for yourself, your desires, your dreams, your visions, the highest good, your next best thing is simply love. Standing there with open arms, a mother, right? Standing there with open arms, inviting you in, already present, pulling you, pulling you, pulling you. So when I say allow your dreams, and your dreams are nurturing you forward, your dreams are nurturing you, that's truly what is happening. It's simply love that is nurturing you, that's calling you forward to this next best, to this level of life that does not have anything to do with whether you're worthy or not, whether you're deserving or not. It simply is. It is what it is. Okay? And we just blossom to it, and we blossom to it, and we learn, and we're like little kids, and we fall, and they're like, okay, baby, get up. Come on, come on, come on. And before we know, we nurture ourselves, and we nurture ourselves into this prosperous condition, and we become. I feel like this is so golden and so powerful and so magical and so beautiful, and it takes you and relieves you of all types of pressure and push and visualizations, and prosperity just comes naturally with my ease and my grace and my flow and my feminine and my beauty, and seeing beauty and being in beauty and being in love, and softening up my womb space and softening up my face and being in a place of tenderness, because we know that the truth is our softness is our power. That's our feminine power. It's always been our feminine power, and it's our nurturing nature that makes everything just prosper and grow. If you think about this, we have 4,000 eggs that we are born with, right? We have four. That's like crazy. I just sit back, like I just came here with 4,000 eggs, right? 4,000 eggs to create people, okay? 4,000 eggs to create 4,000 possibilities just based off of what we actually have in our body, in our ovaries. We are naturally part of collective energy. We are naturally prosperous in our own being, and actually physically in our own body. To have 4,000 and plus more, actually, because everything that we touch multiplies, we've shown. But just say 4,000 eggs, 4,000 opportunities, 4,000 creations, 4,000 brilliant ideas, 4,000 people that we can actually create, 4,000 sitting here, 4,000 energetic opportunities of DNA, of ancestral power and memory here in our bodies. The capacity to nurture is natural. And what is this capacity? It's really about nurturing ourselves into the prosperity, our families, nurturing ourselves to rise and really help, not necessarily rise, but remember Mother Spirit. And so we all of us, not just in your own world, but so the world, the planet can experience the collective conscious, a collective human experience can be that of something that's softer, that's nurturing, that's not so hard, and that's not to take away the masculine energy in its glory. It's simply to harmonize, and it begins with us. I'm expanding my nurturing capacity. And this capacity, what is this nurturing capacity? Like, we naturally have it for us to bring forth I trust and I believe all that you desire is divinely given and it's already here for you. And it's really about us blossoming into it and relaxing into it and having the capacity, not necessarily where we have to raise our vibration. We got to do this, we got to do this, we got to visualize everything, and we got to, grace, nurture, safety. And the capacity of it is so holy, so beautiful, so powerful. My capacity to be in holy love, to bring it to myself in all that I encounter without judgment. It simply is. It simply is. It simply is. I'm expanding in my nurturing capacity, my capacity to be in a state of holy love, to bring it to myself and to all that I encounter without any judgment. Thank you, Goddess. That's you right there. That's you. That's the mother. That's the mother. Ashe. I felt like, hey, high five. Thank you, Goddess Ushun. Did I break it down good? Yes, I did. Thank you. I love you. But and it's so true. We give thanks to Goddess Ushun because what she's love, right? This holy love, this sacred communion of love that creates life. And imagine that you're naturally born with 4,000 eggs, 4,000 possibilities, 4,000 people, 4,000 creations, 4,000 things that you can nurture, grow, and that is thriving and successful in the planet. Whatever that looks for. Is that your book? What is that? Is that your book? Is that your program? Is that your business? What is it that you are nurturing that's a prosperous condition for you to bring forth, to multiply in more love and more peace and more joy and more being, and that you can kind of separate yourself from and allow that energetic force of love to open itself up. And you just simply expand and come home to it naturally. You come home to it naturally. I just sitting with that, it's just glorious. It's just absolutely glorious. Connecting with that energy and how nurture is transformational. And not just, for yourself, for your family, but how we nurture and we allow the spirit of nurture and nourishment, nourishing amongst ourselves as women, as sisters, as mothering one another, being a doula to one another. I experienced the power of a doula and it changed my life. And for me to be a doula to another woman, for me to be a space of soft and nourishing and nurturing to another woman, we can be in a place of sisterhood, but even in that sisterhood, it could be harsh, rugged. So softening up even the sister circles, the village, the abuli, so having a soft space in that through our natural nurturing nature and remembering that within ourselves. And as we remember it naturally, other women is going to see it like, oh, I see that in you. It's in me. I see that in you. It's in me. It's natural. It's natural for us to be. And naturally allow that to blossom up into our next best that's best for us. That's feminine magic and Ushun. Don't worry. Tell them not to worry, but simply to trust. And when you're in that place where you have to stretch in your trust, Connect to the stillness. Stillness. Stillness is our power. It's that place where, I used to see my mom wake up early in the morning and she would be like, I'm getting a thought. Now, listen, I'm getting my thought. It'd be like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why are you up? 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my thought. But she would get up so she can feel, so she can vibe, so she can sit. Her direction in the stillness. In the stillness is where we will be able to connect back to oneness, back to love, and back to truth, and back to this nurturing energy that is calling us forward into our monetizing manifestation. Okay? Our money, because simply our money, and money is simply love. That's it. Money is a creation. It's a feature of love. That's all it is. It's just like this shirt that I'm wearing. It simply connects us to the level of lifestyle that we desire. And that level of lifestyle that we desire is not based on our worthiness. It's not based on being deserving. It's not even based on you being magnificent, in which we all are. We're all magnificent. We're all beauty. We're all creation. So whether I'm in this place with these clothes on, sitting here, and whatever, or I'm all dolled up and you can see my pretty brown eyes that twinkle, it does not matter, because it's not based off of whether you're worthy or you're unworthy. It just is, because it's divine. So she's saying, don't worry yourself. Find your stillness, find your power source. Connect to oneness and the truth of who you really are. And then you're going to shift and you're going to go way past the whole judgment, and you get to what is, and that's absolute. And that's the real. And your desires then become a space of nurturing you and directing you. I did this ritual, and it's so powerful, and I cannot wait to share it with you all in our feminine beginnings in the new year, the second circle. And it was an inner child practice, and with this inner child practice, I was able to get to that place of how I really want to be seen. What do I really desire? Like, what do the little internet desire that when I came here and it just lit me up as a little girl, and I loved it, and somehow, some way, my light got dimmed. Somehow, some way, I lost touch of that. And I did this meditative practice, and it's so amazing that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be at. You know what happens when you're able to really get into that space of discovery, and it confirms, and then you have clear direction, and everything just comes together because you really connect with the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are. Beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. So I want to talk about this. Do y'all receive that? Do y'all receive that? Allowing yourself and being in a place of nurturing your nurturing nature really truly connects us, and blossoming into our next best, and blossoming into our prosperous conditions. And so we allow that energy. We allow our dreams, our desires, our vision to nurture us. And how do we nurture it, right? So then that's the question. How do you nurture it? And it's real easy. It's real simple. It's how you do your ritual. You remember I just told you, Ushun said to tell y'all not to worry. Okay? So it's simply, we're talking about, you could apply this every cycle to the new moon, what I'm teaching you right now. And you could apply it to the new year. It's never going to change. But so we know that we do our rituals and things based off of how we feel and connect with our desires and stuff like that. We are shifting just a feeling and going in and going deeper to really getting our place into a nurturing state, and being in a nurturing state, being nourished and eliminating that graspy, fearful, reachy energy in how we approach our rituals. And even how we approach our rituals, softening our rituals, petitioning with clarity, and and asking, just ask and just receive for the highest good for in accordance to your destiny, right? Just trusting that you're heard and that divinity wants the best for you. Ushun wants the best for you. You recognize, you connect with Ushun. She wants the best for you. Clearly the message is for you not to worry, but for you to sit and for you to feel and for you to connect and for you to be your truth. So that when you have that space, it illuminates the truth of who you are, and it eliminates that graspy. So getting up under that graspy energy, going deeper into that, and just not being a place of fear and uncertainty, which really goes back to just a lack of trust. Sometimes we just got to build up that certainty. And when I say that, certainty is my word this year for trust, faith, belief, hope. I connect with certainty, and it's that place of like, listen, I know that 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 my name is Antoinette Nicole Gordo. That's my name. So when you be like, I know, just like that's my name and I was born on this date, that's certainty, right? And that's that level of faith that goes beyond anything that you can imagine, and you see in front of you. And so we do that, and when we connect with certainty, but then we just simply allow that to even nourish us forward in our rituals, in how we petition clearly. We call in that energy, and we base all that we desire in allowing that to come into our human experience through Olafi, which is creation itself. Reciprocity and gratitude with our spirits and all those types of things. It's just sacred communion in how we do feminine magic. It's always comes down to sacred communion with ourselves, sacred communion with our ancestors, sacred communion with our deities, sacred communion with Mother Earth. And with us, that's natural for us to be nourishing and nurturing and pulling and gathering and admiring and honoring and paying close details, and that sweetness, like come here, come closer. The feminine does that, pulling it to us. And that's what's happening with our visions and our dreams. Come hither. Come on. Pulling us to our truth, pulling us. And it simply is, if there's not anything else that you get tonight, I need you to understand. Ushun says for you not to worry, for you to go into a silent grace and a silent power if you get in that space. The other thing is, whatever it is that you desire simply is. And that really just connects you to your root chakra. It's just, it is what it is, what it is. It has no judgment that is necessarily to be placed upon it. What we are responsible for is to connect with that in a nurturing way, allowing our dreams to nurture us into blossoming, and then nurturing ourselves into blossoming. Softening up how we bring about our experiences in the human realm, in the earthly realm. Get that? I love it. I love it so much. Doesn't that just feel so good? Don't you just feel better, just relieved? Like, hey, I guess I don't have to do all this work. do you have to listen to a million mantras in the morning? Do you have to chant a million mantras in the morning? Do you really? Can you just blossom into it? And we know, those of us who are our central goddess, and we are all about pleasure, right? My Yoni soul journey this summer is all about pleasure. And that's another way of how we blossom. We blossom, right? We allow ourselves to blossom into it. But even with our sex magic, do we have to go so hard and holding that thought? Like, hold it while you're trying to come, hold it, it's just a way of just being Ushun. I don't have no other words for it. My primary objection in this earth is to be the full 100 objective in this earth is to be the full 100% embodiment of Goddess Ushun. Period. That's it. In all that I do and all that I am. So this right here talks to how I go about manifesting, right? Manifesting. We say yoni festing or womb manifesting, but truly it's just allowing, and it's just being and trusting and having fun and not working so doggone hard. Reciprocity, with creation and knowing that it is what it is. Ashe, I love it. Okay, so I wanted to get to this next thing. This is the next best thing. And this is really talking about our ancestor. Oh, listen, sisters. The ancestor money and the rituals and how that is seeds. So all of this stuff that we're talking about, right? So we have our womb garden and we are always seeding, right? It's supposed to be the new moon in 7 days. And then when the new winter solstice come and we go into the new light year, we're seeding to 2018. And, we don't know what we're going to expect in 2018. But we have these ways of how we want to be, what we want to feel, what we want to have, how we want to live, what are the projects how we want to direct our ashe, our life force, and all that stuff we think about, we play around with, and we release things and we do all that stuff, right? The cycles of nature and seeding and fertilization and weeding is a natural thing that we do in our womb garden, right? So our ancestor money ritual, that's some fertilizer, right? That's some fertilizer. It helps bring some energy to what we are seeding, what we are desiring. So as you know, let me just sip a little bit of water. As you know, let me see, do I got my incense? Okay, my incense still going, my light's still going. As you know, my daughter's birthday was on November 6th. And for her, I was about to say her new year. It is her new year. For her solar return, her new year, in her 4th year on that planet, I burned the ancestor money, right? So this was my first time burning ancestor money. And I connected with the Jade Emperor, the actual spirit itself. And how I see the Jade Emperor is as an Orisha. That's just basically how I see him. I see him as a Loa, as an Orisha, and also that praying and asking Eshu to connect me to him as an Orisha. Always the spirit of the crossroads we acknowledge and how he connects us to anybody in the universe. Okay, I don't care if he's a Jade Emperor. I don't care if he's Ganesh. I don't care what deity you talk about. If you're not asking a crossroad spirit, in our tradition, it's Eshu, Alekwa, Papa Alekwa, whoever you identify with to connect you, you got to do that. That's just it, what it is. But we always honor Eshu. And so I got some favor, some energy, some connectedness with the Jade Emperor. I find that to be very important if you're going to work with ancestor money with yourself. Does that mean that you have to go and start giving offerings and all this and then you have a whole other deity you got to take care of? I don't think so. I don't really feel that. It's just a matter of I bow to you. I see you. I see you. I honor you. Thank you. Gratitude, verbal energy that you're exchanging in your sacred communion, acknowledging the Jade Emperor. But how I'm guided is, and there is 2 men who this is what they do. They ritualize the ancestor money, and that's what they do. But I'm actually guided to ritualize my money myself, and to activate it, etc. So let me tell you about my experience in understanding this. Understanding that the ancestor money helps to fertilize our seeds, our womb garden, what we're seeding, but also it serves as a inner energy to send to our ancestors for them to clear out our path. So it's working to help clear things out. It helps to clear our ancestral karma, in a sense, debts. And I'm going to talk about debt. I'm going to talk about seeing how to see debt in our journey with align with forgiveness rituals and how we can connect our debt with forgiveness and how that looks and what that means as I have gotten it, what I've received from my teachers, and then what I got confirmation from my spirits, actually from Odamare, the goddess, the womb, the universal womb in the universe, in terms of debts and forgiveness and experiences of our own or our ancestral mothers. It's real crazy, it's real deep, and it's something I can't talk about tonight. If you in a journey, you coming in, then you're gonna get it. So but going back to the money, because we know money equals love. Money is a currency. Money is wave like fluid like water. We know that money really translates to our desired lifestyle. That's it. Money is a creation of our imagination. Money is soft to me. Money does not feel hard to me. Transmuting the energy around it. And it doesn't feel out of reach to me. It simply is. So just transforming how you even view it. When I connected to that energy that money is love, it really changed. It really, really has transformed my thought process and how I say, everything is love. But let's see, what's a feature of love? Okay, money is a feature of love. Okay, that's a feature of love. Grace is a feature of love. Okay, that's a feature of love. Faith is a feature of love. Because I am love, I'm Ushun. So I have all kind of different ways to love, right? And money is simply one of them. That's it. You don't have to be hard. Easy. So softening our money. And so with the ancestor money ritual, so I did that. So let me break this down to y'all. Okay, so we have our seeds, we have our desires, we decide, hey, I want to do an ancestor money ritual. I want to send this energy out to my Agun so that they can clear things up. So that they can have their energy on the other side, so that they can help me and I'm helping them and they helping me and we're one, because I am my ancestors, right? That sacred communion. So this experience that I had with the ancestor money experience ritual was so powerful. First, I did my thing. I prayed over it, blessed it, called on Eshu, gave thanks, the Jade Emperor. All that you have to do as in a preparation, sit in front of my ancestor altar. I drank some water before. And it was such a powerful experience. First, I took the money and I lit it on a candle on my tea light candle on my ancestor altar, put it in my cauldron. And as it was burning, I began to see green, just green, and the spirit of the Jade Emperor, right? And I'm seeing this, and it's burning, and it's burning, and it's burning, and it's burning so fast. And I felt a hand placed on my shoulder, touch my shoulder. I have that where you can sense one of my spiritual senses is touch, where I actually can feel the spirits touch me, my body, and touch my shoulder. Then I had an ancestor touch my shoulder. Then standing behind me, it felt like a whole line of people, like everybody was just in a line standing behind me. When we say our ancestors got our back, that's what we talk about. They got our back. And it was just like, so it was like a whole line of ancestors. Like they touched my shoulder and they were here for it. They were here for it. Like, I'm standing with you. I'm not alone. So there we go. Okay. And then I was just like, okay, I felt them. I felt a hand touched on my shoulder. Right. I felt the hand touching my shoulder. And I was just like, okay, my ancestors are with me. This is okay. They're going to receive this. This ritual is okay. Because, a lot of times we see like someone on the money and doesn't look like us. Well, American currency, don't nobody look like us on our money, right? But it's not necessarily that it has the Jade Emperor who's in the cultural energy as Asian or what have you. Because when I understand this and how I understand this is that currency actually transmutes itself into the dollars of my land. So if you're Canadian and you're burning jade money, it's going to be Canadian money. If you're, whatever your currency is, it transmutes into the currency of that you're going to need to work with. Right? So it does not matter. And So I'm burning it and it's turning green and it's turning green and I'm seeing the Jade Emperor and I'm like, okay, this gotta be okay. I know I'm safe because I got my ancestors and they cool. So I feel the energy of the Jade Emperor and it's just burning, it's just burning. So I ask him, could you bless this? Multiply this for me, for my daughter, and I'm saying my prayers and everything, blessings about my daughter for her new year and her solar return in the earth. And I listen in that moment, and I know I got my ancestors with me. I know I feel the energy of the Jade Emperor. I still wasn't certain, right? You see, I still wasn't certain. So now I'm like, "Ooh, did I come into that ritual softly?" Because when I started that ritual, I was exhausted, right? Because I'm still healing physically from giving birth. And I was exhausted because I threw my daughter a birthday party. And I said, at 11 o'clock, I said, okay, her birthday is almost over, her day. I need to just lay here for a second. So I was on the couch and I woke up abruptly at 12. And we know 12 is, quadrupled, 3 times 4, the crossroad, that's when we start our witching hour, and that's SU, that's the crossroad multiply. I woke up, something was just like, get up, and I woke up like, oh, whoa, whoa, and I rushed to get it done instead of dropping it in the softness of my womb, calling in my love. You see how we soften, or even how we go into our rituals in a soft space. So, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta hurry up, like, where am I rushing to, see? So again, just learning and how we even go about and nurturing ourselves, even in our rituals. And it's just something that, it's practice, right? Devotion. But I did that and I was like, wasn't certain. I wasn't certain. I know, and I know all these spirits is here and I know, don't you know, it was like somebody took my head and turned it to the flame on my altar. Sisters, would you believe the dang on flame was green? The bottom of it was crayon green, and the flame started, the green was going up and up and up and up and up to the tip of the flame. And I almost died. And I was just like, oh my goodness. First, the flame in my cauldron burned the money is green. And then and I didn't speak it, but I just had that uncertainty. The Jade Emperor, my ancestor, spirit, divinity, just turn your head. You ever just have that and you're going along and something just turn your head for you? You're like, wait, I don't think I really turned my head. Something turned your head, like, look this way. And that's what it was. And I looked at the flame and it was just green. And I was just like, oh, wow. So this is my experience. And again, the ancestor money, the rituals around the ancestor money is something I'm going to begin to work with as part of my fertilizer, my womb garden, and clearing of half and things for my ancestors. That just blew me away. That blew me away. So I hope it encourages you to begin to, if you're not already doing work with your ancestor money, start working with the ancestor money for yourself, and just see what it means for you. Feel your experience, but do it in a soft way. Don't rush, don't push. Do it in a soft way. Connect with it in a soft way, and also connect and give thanks to the Jade Emperor and Eshu and all your ancestors, and that they receive it for you. And I also got another confirmation from my mom about the ancestor money as well. And that truly leads me to how we connect with our ancestors and what it means to have ancestor service, and what it means to expand our ancestors, what it means to be the courage of our ancestors. And what does that look like for you? What is that plan for you? So for me, the ancestor money then is just going to be part of my seeding. It's going to be part of my clearing my path, part of my ancestor veneration. So it's fertilizer for my desires here on the earth, and also for the energy that they need on the other side for their own needs, but also so they can be expanded and strengthened to help us and support us on this side. Ashe. So thinking about your ancestors, and I want to really, really encourage you in this. What does this mean for you in terms of the courage of your ancestors and being the courage of your ancestors? This came to my spirit, and it dropped into my spirit in terms of, when it's time to move forward and you have things that you want to have in place. desires, your focal point and things like that. You're building and you're at the beginning of something new, right? And you're like, okay, I have to build up the courage for this, right? So this came to my spirit as I was just gazing out the window, um, softly gazing out the window. And I said, this dropped in my spirit, and I heard myself say, my ancestors had the courage, and so can I. Like, my ancestors did this, so I know I could do this. My ancestors had the courage, and so can I. So I went under there. I'm telling you, soul inquiry, and I've been talking about soul inquiry for years. And how when you raise this question, your mind is a processor and it begins to find the answer for you. It's actually better than I am affirmations. Here's how. Each of you say to yourself, I am a multi-billion millionaire. Say that to yourself. And what is the next thought that comes to your mind? I'll wait. Did you say, was it like, no, you're not? No, that's a lie. Something that was like completely like, that's not true. It's because your brain is like, I need to find the evidence. This is not what I see in front of me. I don't understand. But when you say, how am I a multi-million dollar person or a millionaire? How can I be a multi-dollar millionaire? And I actually did this. And your brain will find the answers. My first question is because I have so much value to offer the world. It's just, and I love it. And it brings me so much joy to do and serve in this way. That's why I'm a multi-dollar millionaire. Remember, money is love. My other thing was when I asked that question, instead of saying I am this, when I said, well, how am I a multi-dollar millionaire or whatever have you? I addressed it in a question. My other thing said, my heart, and I listened in silence. And I said to myself, because I have the capacity to love that way. Because I have the capacity to love that way. You get that? I said, I have the capacity for that amount of love. I'm a multi-dollar millionaire because I have the capacity to allow that much love to flow through me. So just playing around with that, because money is simply love energy. That's all it is. It's a feature of love. It's love energy. And it's being able to have the capacity to hold it, to flow it, to allow it to flow through you, to build with it for the desires that the divine want for you, for the betterment of the planet, for the betterment of society, for the betterment of our human experience. These desires and these dreams and all this stuff, and I know everybody who is listening and everybody who will listen, you have these desires to serve. It's not for you, so you could just separate yourself from that. It's not just for you. It's divinely given to come through you and for our human experience and for us to experience greatness and goodness and feel Ushun in the earth. Ashe? So it takes you into a place where you can move without judgment and allow that thing for you to nurture you into blossoming to it. Ashe? So fertilizer, right? That ancestor money, a form of fertilizer, just like how you would say your mantras or anything else, just sacred baths and whatever else that you do to help you with your seed in your womb garden and bring it into existence. So I had to sit with this and I said, all right, prepare myself because our journey is coming up. So then what is the courage, right? Quote unquote. What is the courage, and what does that really mean to have the courage of your ancestors? Because the truth of the matter, it does not matter what your ancestral story is, who you are culturally, race, whatever you want to call it. We all have ancestors and they all have endured whatever their experience is for us to be in the place that we are right now with more easier way of lifestyle. And that's just the bottom line. All of our ancestors had to have courage to get to where we are on the planet. right? So what is this courage? And what does it really mean? So I sat and I said, how can I be the courage of my ancestors? And those of you who are coming into the ancestral journey, I encourage you over this next week before we start on the 17th, the new moon, to ask that question and related to how you feel like you're being guided and what you want to bring forth in this ancestral journey. What area is it? Your finances? See, we're talking about prosperity here, love, money, and all that, and softening our rituals to bring about the prosperous conditions. What is it for you? Is it your health? Is it romance? Is it relationships? Is it, what is it, whatever that is for you? How can you gain? How can you be strengthened by the courage of your ancestors? And those who are not coming into the journey, ask this for yourself. How can I be the courage of my ancestors? And what does that look like? What does that mean? And how does your courage fertilize your womb garden, your seeds with your desires, your creations, and what the divine has for you, what divinity itself desire for you. We in its glory, And so I got it. I got it. I got a clear, by asking the question, doing a soul inquiry, I got a clear thing, plan that it aligns with where I'm at and what is needed and what's necessary for me to blossom in this particular aspect of my life. You see? Just keeping it really, really simple and nourishing and nurturing and soft and tender, and your power presence, the power of your presence, the power of your stillness, the power of your strength, the power of your ancestral strength, the power of your feminine spirit, the soft power, the nurturing nature of who you are, and how we go about dwelling in this life. How we chose to come here with the cosmic womb. We chose to come here in our feminine, right? So I want to talk about, and this will be the last thing I'm talking about tonight. And thank you so much. Y'all still here, Ashay? Are y'all receiving this? I'm just going to take a pause in a moment. What's going on? Y'all good? Are y'all receiving these messages? Is it clicking? Does it feel good to you? Is it illuminating you? Is it making sense to you? Does it make sense in my brain? And if you need to, you could go back and you could listen, because I see some new folks coming on, but I hope that it is blessing your heart and your soul as it has blessed mine. So I want to talk about one last thing, and this is talk about weeds in your womb garden, right? Okay. Weeds in your womb garden, and how we go about dissolving those and weeding out our womb garden as we do be in our cycle of creation, whether that's in a new moon or how we come into our feminine beginnings, in which we're going to be having those circles in the new year, and what that means. So it's really easy. Simply, we dissolve the weeds with love and kindness and forgiveness, ritual, because ritual connects us to love. And we move in a right, courageous direction towards our heartfelt desires and our dreams through divinity, through softness, through love, through beauty. So how we weed this stuff out, whether it's in your finances or your health, and we made, whatever crystallized, right? Whatever choices, particularly say my health, whatever, all the choices that I made to get myself in this place, and also, considering my udus and other ancestral energies and things like that. But then we have to take full responsibility to our actions, to how we played these roles, whether, in our finances or in our relationships. And we take full responsibility, because that puts us in a seat of power and queendom, and owning, taking full responsibility of our life and how we, our choices, because nobody can take away our choice. It's ours, and it's ours alone, and that's our power. So, and we sit with that. So we can go in and we can dissolve the weeds. We can dissolve the stuff that is trying to block and trying to, where we don't have the space for our seeds to sit in our womb, and for our seeds to sit in our womb, and for it to blossom, and for it to be nourished through all the various rituals that we do, right? Because the ritual simply just connects us to more love, more love, more love. And I tell people, when you have a reading with me, that's a ritual. We're coming back to love. We're getting messages. We're getting guidance. We're getting more practices. We're getting, sitting in spirit and being in spirit and being held in Udu, in Odamare, in the great universal womb. We're going behind the veil. That's a ritual. And however your rituals look, because rituals connect us to love, and it reminds us of that. So that's how we would approach these things. What are the weeds? The weeds in this sense are, our ancestral energies, that has taken root in our womb. Many of us actually have disease in our womb because of this. That's a weed in our life, or how we, our behaviors, how we direct our life force. Those are different things that we will dissolve with love and kindness and forgiveness, and, various rituals and stuff that I'm offering in my womb journey, ancestral womb healing journey. So, and that's something that you could do on your own, whether you're coming into the journey or not, and then moving in courage and connecting with your ancestors and getting really, truly a plan, right? I told you, sacred communion, and simply raising those questions. When you raise those soul inquiry questions, you're asking your Ori, you're asking your Egun, you're asking your Egbe, you're asking your crown, you're asking whether even these energies or not, but you're asking a question, divinity itself, the universal womb, and then the answer can come to you. And not only does the answer come to you, it helps transform your brain in the way and the wiring of your brain to where judgment does not set in, and you do not get in a place of fear. Get that? So even your approach and how you even do mantras and I am statements and all these types of things, you can start adding in some of that soul inquiry. I've been doing it for years, in how I ask spirit about certain things. Questions are everything, because, and not only that, your brain will go to find the answer and it will keep searching. It will just search. Like, it's like going through the files, like, wait, let me see. What is the truth? So Ashe. So let's take some deep breaths, and this is the messaging, my sisters, for this month. I like to come and connect with you all once a month in our sister circle to give some messaging and share what I'm learning and transmissions that I'm receiving, and transmit it to you for the highest good, and how it's coming to me and through me, in my processing of it, and through my spirits and my being and all that I am. So I hope that this has been a blessing to you. I'm going to drink some water and we're going to connect and close, okay? I thoroughly enjoyed sharing this with you. And I hope that it really serves you. Please go back and listen so that you can grok it in your own spirit and it's true. And I'm coming into this. I cannot tell you results yet. I can tell you that I agree, and I can tell you that I'm leaning into it as my truth. And we will see the results, I know for sure. I trust Goddess Ushun. So let's breathe and connect. Let's take some deep breaths. Give thanks and give thanks and give thanks. I want to invite you in. I'm having, you've seen in the group, I'm having like a Ushun Love Flash special on my love life readings for the 11/11. If you feel like you need a love life reading, you can come on in. I'm going to do that in that energy for that for the next 48 hours. Also, the womb ancestral journey, the online circle, those who have already enrolled, I will start pulling in and gathering and raise the energy on the 13th in the group. The actual group opens up on the 13th. That's Monday. And the final enrollment will be on the 17th, which is the new moon. And on the new moon at 6 p.m., I'm closing a circle and we are going in that night. Okay, we're going to get it cracking. We're going to get in there and see what's going on. So I invite you in, I invite you in, I invite you in, beloveds, in this energy and gathering and sisterhood and with our mothers in Oshun. So let's take some deep breaths. We're going to close out. We want to close out in gratitude, yes? We want to say thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you to God. Thank you to God as the divine feminine, divine masculine principle in the universe. Thank you to our ancestors. Thank you to Eshu. Thank you to our own Ori. Thank you to our own crown. Thank you to our body. Thank you to Mother Earth. Thank you to sisterhood, the spirit of sisterhood. Thank you to the energy of love. Oh, that just made my heart melt. Thank you to the energy of love. Thank you for our dreams that is divinely given. Thank you for our desires that are divinely given. Thank you for the healing and the evolution and the elevation and the expansion of us being an ancestor, being the embodiment, being the evolution of our ancestors. We give honor for ancestral consciousness tonight, and that we can move and that we can do the things and we can learn the things and we can practice the things, and we have the liberty and the honor to do what our mothers could not do, and we can send that energy back and heal ourselves and heal our mothers. And when every woman practice in their own healing practices and coming to the truth of their wholeness, it heals the planet, because it ain't just about us. It's about us bringing this power of the feminine, of the nurturing spirit, to transform the planet, this realm, and all of the worlds, by being who we really are, in our feminine grace, in our Oshun, in our glory. So I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Let's just close out some gentle breathing softly and reconnect back with your womb. Bring the sacredness in all that you are in your soft power presence. Feels so good. And just talk to your womb. If you haven't talked to your womb today, tell her that you love her. Tell her that you appreciate her. Tell her that you honor her and that you respect the power that is within her. Tell her that you're thankful for connecting with her softly, gently, and tenderly. Tell her that you're so grateful for the creative power that she is. Recognizing in this present moment that you and I carry within our bodies the universal womb, the smaller part, the duplication, the mirror that is within us of the universal womb, and for that is the actual universe. We live in the universal womb, and we chose to bring a part of that universal portal with us to the earth. We are a walking, talking universal womb, cosmic womb, full of love and beauty and mother and nurture. And it's my prayer that we will continue to lean deeper into our own nurturing nature, and how all things in nature is nurturing us. And allow your dreams to nurture you into peace and ease and clarity and brilliance and magnificence. Not because you're deserving, but because you are. And because it just is. Good night, my loves. I love you. You know I really do. Because I got to tune the powers and the capacity to love every single person. And I give thanks for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for witnessing me, my journey, my life, and sharing your life with me. And I give thanks and I give thanks. I will see you in the group and my sisters who's coming to the journey. I will see you in the new moon. We will be live looking at each other through video. And I look forward to connecting deeper with you all. And I will connect with you all throughout this moon cycle. And till our next community sister circle, I send you off with peace and blessings of Ushun. Ashe, Asheo, Mudupe, Asheo.